Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host 17, and with me like always is Noah Bailey. And we have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get right in with the Birds of Prey news that came up. And every time we get new information about this movie, I either have one of two opinions. Either I don't care, or this I get this, false sense of security of this might be good. This falls more towards that. I still don't think it's actually going to be good because it's connected to this trash pile of a universe. But um, so Birds of Prey. It has a February 2020 release, and both Black Canary and Huntress have been officially been cast with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, the villain from Sky High, and the girlfriend of Scott Pilgrim, which is the movie I will continue to badger you about until you see it, is playing Huntress. And Journey Smollett is playing Black Canary, which, of course, people got mad about because she's a black actress who is playing a historically white character. So, what are your feelings on
Controversy. I mean, I've never been against comic book characters of different ethnicities and they're like originally, mainly because when comic books came out, you didn't really have anyone other than like white people unless they were like specifically to their character. But now I don't think it doesn't really matter. Like Black Canary doesn't have to be white with blonde hair.
Yeah.
Like it's not necessary. She might be more recognizable that way, but it's not like, oh, it's not her. It doesn't work. And they can make, if they can make, what's like every redhead person that was like black for a certain amount of time. So it's fine. They can do whatever they want. If the Flash is Asian, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, it would be one thing if they took a character where their race is intrinsically connected to who their character is. Like if they made Jon Stewart white, that would just completely subvert what Jon Stewart, or even worse, if they tried to make Black Panther white, or like some character who it's intrinsic to that character for them to be a certain way. I could even see arguments that say Superman and Batman, for who their characters are, like what they do, just how they exist, them being a different race could even be a little iffy. But Black Canary,
Yeah.
as long as she's sexy, it doesn't matter. Like really, that's
I love the air quote. No, you're right. No, you're right though, because I mean, literally, it doesn't really matter. It has nothing to do with her character. It's just that's how she's been portrayed in comics. But I mean, anyone can look like anything as long as it doesn't like particularly depend on the character's existence. So Black Canary should be fine among others.
yeah. Although it is kind of funny that her name is Black Canary and she's been played by a black actress. I wouldn't be surprised if the people casting her didn't really know who the character was, yet they still prioritize black actresses. Just, that sounds like
Well,
something that could
I mean,
probably happen.
when you look at a universe that has Black Lightning and there's Black Panther obviously in the
Mhm.
MCU and a lot of times with black it's the first word in the superhero names. They also
Yeah,
happen to be said ethnicity, so maybe
true.
they're like, oh, Black Canary, it must be a black person.
Yeah,
Ooh.
whatever. Although, just I heard some of the dumbest arguments for people saying that Black Canary should be white. The dumbest argument I heard: Black Canary has been historically white. You would like, she can't be black. What people would have freaked out if the main characters from Straight Outta Compton were played by white people. Okay,
What?
first of all, yes, okay, you're not
That, that,
wrong.
that, that,
You're not wrong, but
that doesn't
people
make.
would have been mad
She's
about
not
that.
real.
Yes, exactly.
She's not real. You can't change. You can't change. That's a real. Oh my.
Like, yeah,
Oh,
the Straight Outta Compton characters are real
that's
people. The guy that played
that's
Vanilla
not
Ice, not Vanilla Ice, sorry, Ice Cube
Ice Cube. Ice
is
Cube.
literally Ice
Yeah.
Cube's son, right? So
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Like.
these are real people being played by,
Oh
real black
man.
people. Like you can't say, oh, because Black Canary, a comic book character, has been historically white, that's the same thing as saying Straight Outta Compton characters can't be like just it doesn't work that way.
That's real. That's real though. Like you guys know comic books aren't nonfiction. They are completely made up.
Hmm.
Like comic books are not real.
Yeah,
The whole point.
and like the main
Like
reason
this, you
why
can't.
the majority of superheroes are a certain way is because they've been around for 60 plus years. They were made in a
Mhm.
time when representation wasn't, really in the forefront, or it
Yeah.
wasn't really, it was even frowned upon in certain eras. Like, especially like with a character like Black Canary, why would you why should you care? She's no one's favorite superhero. She's just kind of there in this universe. Her being a certain way wouldn't affect really anything. So if they were to try to add some representation into this universe, you would want them to start with more, B even C tier characters like Black Canary. So like, why are you freaking out?
Right. People just love making, making everything a big deal, even though it really doesn't matter. And
Yeah.
maybe some of those people are like, oh, now first Starfire, now they're gonna make, because everyone's so offended that Starfire. Like, I get it, she's not orange, but like, people are mad that she's not black. I'm like, well, we couldn't get a real alien because,
Yeah,
but
like she's an alien. For that one, literally, people trying to say she should be white because she was white in the comics when A, she's orange, B, she's an alien, so it shouldn't matter what she looks
I'm like,
like.
I'm like, so you want us just to go find the historically accurate what is she, Tamaranian?
Yeah.
Like
This is a fine
you see the problem
Tamarian.
there? But you see the problem? You noticing why that doesn't make any sense?
Granted, it would have helped if they actually, made Starfire look better and,
This is
CG
true.
her
Like
to
I'm not
make her orange, but like, whatever.
right. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not. I'm not against. I'm not saying I like her look, but I mean the part that it's a black actress has nothing to do with why I don't like it.
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't. She's an alien. It's not unless I mean, she can't naturally be orange, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, anyway, back to the black and everything. It doesn't. Like we said, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like it's a character that can literally be any ethnicity. It doesn't change anything about the character. She can still be the exact same person.
Hmm. Yeah. And kind of moving on to Huntress, I feel Mary Elizabeth Winstead is like, she's honestly one of my favorite actresses. Like, just from Sky High, 10 Cloverfield Lane,
Mm-hmm.
Scott Pilgrim. You should watch that. It's just in pretty much every single role she's been in, I could really see. Well, Sky High, she was straight up the villain, and in Scott Pilgrim, she's only really a protagonist because Scott Pilgrim's the main character, and even then, he's more so like reluctantly doing what he's doing because she's making him do it. So her playing this kind of anti-hero Huntress, I feel it really works. So
Kind of, it works. Yeah, it's like definitely in her wheelhouse from past stuff, so it should be
yeah.
fine.
Hmm.
Because Huntress has always been that kind of like Catwoman esque kind
Hmm.
of role. Like not like totally a bad guy, but not really a reliable good guy either. So yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of anti-hero thing.
Hmm. Yeah, she's a vigilante, like in the truest sense. She's not even like ever
Yeah.
really been connected to the Justice League, right?
No, like I mean, I remember based on the cartoon, it was like she was in the Justice League, and then she got kicked out for being too rogue or something like that.
Right.
I'm not exactly sure how it works in the comics, but that's what I remember from the TV show.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I guess hopefully we keep getting more, at least not negative news about this movie up until the February release of in 2020.
I mean,
I'm still not entirely sure why Harley Quinn is gonna be in this movie at all, since she's never been part of the Birds of Prey. But
because money and throw names at ideas because why not?
honestly, Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn is probably the worst thing that ever happened to that character. Like Margot Robbie did a decent job with the script she was given, with the movie she was
Hmm.
put in, but because they got such a big name to play her, they just want to put her in everything now. It just
Yeah.
doesn't always work.
Yeah, and admittedly, Harley Quinn has been a fan favorite character since its inception in like I
Mm-hmm.
think '93 with the animated series, something like
91
that.
was
Something
she in the
like
first
that.
episode? She was early on, 92 ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah, like yeah, something like that. But yeah, ever since that, it's been a fan favorite. But now it's just kind of like they're trying to change the character, make her this like anti-hero. Like, oh, she's not really a bad. Like, no, she's a psychopath. Like, she's not not a good person.
Like Amanda Waller was, one of the only good lines from that movie. She was like, "And she's crazier than he is." I don't necessarily, know if that's true, but like you should get the feeling that hey, Harley Quinn is like you said, she's a psychopath
Yeah,
and rivals Joker in her craziness. I'm just not really sure how
yeah.
well
And
she's
I
gonna
mean,
work with these other like
nah,
anti or
I
even
don't
like
like where this is
heroes.
going.
No.
Yeah, and like I mean, the argument could be made that she's crazy just because of how devoted she is to a crazy person. So in
Yeah,
a sense, maybe that makes her even more crazy.
yeah. Although it would make
You're
her
willing to
seem
do
even
it.
crazier if Joker actually didn't give a crap about her like she does in the shows and comics. But they decided
Yeah.
to go the other extreme where they're actually in love. But we don't have time to go into that right now.
Or do we?
So,
Next time.
if ever we do a top 10 worst movies list, I'm pretty sure we'll talk more about that. So, moving on to some information about Titans, which is kind of when I first heard about this, it was just I just kind of did a double take. It I was like, why? So I didn't know this, but apparently the DC Universe streaming service is not going to be rolled out in or outside of the
Mhm.
U.S. at least as of right now, which means that Titans and probably every other DC exclusive is going to be on Netflix everywhere outside of the
Mhm.
US, which is really annoying.
Yeah, I found out about that today, and I was just kind of like, uh, okay, like,
I mean,
why?
that
Like,
recent trailer actually made it look better. Still
mhm.
not great, but better.
Yeah,
I still wouldn't want to pay however much the DC Universe is just to watch this one show. But if it were just
no,
on Netflix, I might just watch it just for the lulls.
I don't know. I might get like an episode. Like, this trailer did look better than the first one, but I mean, it's
Mm,
still kind of. There was some stuff I wasn't really sold on. Still, I
mm.
still don't like what they're doing. What I think they're doing with Raven. I don't really like
Yeah,
what.
especially her weird
I
relationship
don't
with
know.
Beast Boy, even though he's clearly like 10 years older than her. I don't know.
I mean, it's fine. If they want to go with that, it's fine. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it goes. Well, or will we? That's the real
Well,
question. Not in
yeah,
America,
maybe.
we won't. But no. But I mean, I don't know. I guess I I don't see why they're gonna put it on Netflix everywhere but here. I don't see the point of that. Because if you're trying to make your own service, why not just do it worldwide?
I guess it costs too much money, although you'd think, WB would have enough to stream every that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I mean,
Well,
maybe
I
these
mean,
type of maybe these type of services take more money to keep up than we would think. but still, they're a multi-billion-dollar company that recently merged with AT&T. So you'd think they would have the money, but
I
whatever.
don't. I mean, you think maybe they're using us as guinea pigs for the rest of the world to see
It's very
how the
possible.
service
Yeah.
does? Yeah. But, I guess we'll find out if we. Well, I mean, I'm not
I
gonna buy
mean,
that, but
around the
I
time
mean,
Young Justice season 3 comes out, then I'll put a lot more
free
thought into
trial.
actually getting it. So
No, I'm not. Well, I'll put it this way: if for some reason that the service fails and they just put it all on Netflix, then I mean, yeah, look at
yeah,
that. I can watch it without buying anything new.
that'd be very, very
Uh,
nice.
and you can always pirate it too. So I mean,
Yeah,
good
that's
stuff.
honestly that's probably what I'll end up doing. I mean,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Can't be helped.
like especially if the reviews are really bad, I'm not gonna want to support it in any capacity. Like I'm not gonna if I have the option, I'm not gonna pirate Young Justice season 3 because I want to support that because it's actually good. But if
Right.
Titans turns out to be actually bad, I'm gonna find a way to see it, just not necessarily in the way they want me to.
Just gonna maneuver around those little obstacles in life.
Yeah.
No big deal.
So let's see what Fox is up to now, because there's actually
Oh,
quite a bit of Fox news that came out this past week, and I mean, pretty soon Fox will be under Disney anyway, so I mean, it might as well be under the same category, but whatever. So there was a Dark Phoenix trailer that came out this past week, and I'm not saying it was a bad trailer. I'm just saying
right.
while I was watching it, I had no emotion one way or the other. What were your overall thoughts?
I mean, I do like the Dark Phoenix storyline from the comics,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also probably one of my favorite X-Men things in general, other than
Mm-hmm.
just like Wolverine and just everything he does. But like, I don't, I, I kind of just, I, I kind of care. I kind of do, but I really don't. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of just like, man, just imagine. I kind of have the thought, like, just imagine how this would be if this was like MCU though.
Yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of the kind of thought, like, because it's like no matter what they do, it's not going to be as cool as if they did it with everyone else too. That's kind of just the feeling I get, and I
Mm-hmm.
hate that because it's not totally their fault. But I mean,
Yeah, like I had a very similar feeling with Marvel Civil War, except that movie
mhm,
was actually good despite it didn't have everyone available.
right.
I think I'm not entirely sure how good this will be with just X-Men. I don't know.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Like, not the X-Men movies haven't been too great, but I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm probably. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Right now, I'm not gonna see it in theaters by any means. But
Yeah, yeah, no. Also, I just want one one X-Men movie where Magneto isn't the main villain. Can we please have that? Please. Like most of
but
this trailer was
it's
just
not.
building up. Hey, Magneto's the villain again. It's like we already have Dark Phoenix. Like we're good. We got it.
That's what I was like. I feel like we have enough on our plate right now. I mean,
Like not that
like
I
don't get me wrong,
dislike
I like
Magneto, but like
Magneto. I've
even
always
when Apocalypse was there, he was Magneto was still pretty front and center. Like this is a bad guy. It's like
yeah.
we good. You don't need to be here.
Yeah, it's like we all need to say like, if he wins, we're all done, right? Like, it's kind of like, what are you doing? We need to fix this.
Yeah.
There's no, there's no profit to be made in the destruction of the world. We have
Mm,
to can't rule the world if there is no world. But yeah,
true.
I mean, Magneto's gonna Magneto, so I like Magneto though. I do. Like,
I do like him. You're
I know
right.
you're kind of
I
just
like him.
over it.
I just wish I just want a story that could exist without him being a major entity, and I feel Dark Phoenix could easily be that, but they just keep trying to shove him down our throats. But whatever.
love this character. No, no. Oh. Yeah, when is it? That's next year, right?
Yes.
2019.
So, kind of a weird thing. In this trailer released last Wednesday, and at the end of the trailer it said coming February 14th, 2019. That Friday, it was announced that Fox was doing some kind of reshuffling with their movies, and it's actually coming out June 7th, 2019.
Oh.
So within 3 days, they just randomly changed the date of a trailer of like the debut trailer of this movie. Like why not just reveal that it's coming out on June 7th at the end of that trailer? Why like I don't know. That's just kind of a weird thing.
Something happened, or maybe they're thinking, huh? Well, is there anything coming out February that we know of? Like,
February?
I'm trying to think, because like Captain Marvel is March, and then
Mm-hmm.
Avengers is April, or is that May?
I mean, right now it's May, but they'll probably move it up a week like they did. There's three,
Yeah,
which that'd be
Robert
really
Downey.
nice.
Jr.
I
But
wouldn't
hey, can we
complain.
just move it up? Like, can we just move the new Avengers movie up to now? And they're like, sure. And we're like, everyone runs to the movies. No, that would be amazing. But no,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess they moved it. I guess that'll give it enough time to like kind of have some Avengers hype kind of die down.
I guess, but why not? In that case, why not just have it before Avengers, before all the other great superhero movies?
Because maybe they're not ready yet.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't
Maybe.
know. I don't know. Maybe, or maybe that like they're trying to go for that like first big movie of the actual summer, I guess,
Yeah.
or big movie of the
Mm-hmm.
summer. You know.
I mean, when's Toy Story 4 coming out? Is that June or July? I'm assuming that would be a
Uh,
summer title.
I feel like it would be. Let's see. Yeah, June 21st. So
Okay. Okay.
what? What? Google's inventor. Google Toy Story 4. First thing comes up. Tim Allen compares Toy Story 4 to Avengers: Infinity War.
Huh?
I, yeah, no, that's my. I kind of want to read this, but I would probably wouldn't come back if I did. Oh my goodness. Toy
Okay,
Story 4.
whatever.
Why? Why? Why is this happening? I'm like I love Toy Story, but I really don't want this.
I
It's
want a fourth
over. It
one.
was
The third
so.
one wrapped it up just
It was.
fine, if
That's what
not
I'm saying. I'm
perfectly.
telling you, they're trying to milk everything out of these perfect movie series that just need to be done with. And they're like,
Mm,
nope, come on back. And you're like, no, it's so good.
yeah, like like with X-Men, they're trying to do Dark Phoenix again when they already botched it the first time back in 20 what oh
I
06,
did.
oh 07,
2000,
whatever,
yeah,
whenever
actually.
that came
It
out.
was like 2000. Yeah, it was 2006. I'm pretty sure.
And I'm just from the
X3.
trailer, maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll. I mean, it'll be better than X3. That's a given because that movie's trash. But like, is
That's to say,
that
you
just
never know.
yeah? There have been worse X-Men movies than X3, so you know.
You never know. There's
Which actually is kind of speaking of which, there is no X-Men in the title of this movie. In all the marketing, in the trailer, and all the press releases, it's just Dark Phoenix with the X being a little X-Men logo. It's not
I mean,
X-Men colon Dark Phoenix. It's just Dark
I mean,
Phoenix.
it's understood. It's understood though.
But that's like saying Avengers Infinity War is just Infinity War. I don't I'm just not I just don't know why now with the the last mainline X-Men movie before, it's taken over by Disney, why now decide to call it just Dark Phoenix?
Dark Phoenix.
Why take out the X-Men?
Because it's symbolism that without Jean Grey, the X-Men aren't really united And that is the true fun. Yeah, I don't. I'm trying. I'm putting my inner like
A
English
for effort.
teacher and trying to explain something that's like doesn't make any sense, but make it sound deeper than it really is.
You get an A for
I don't
effort,
actually.
but other than no,
Thank
no.
you. Yeah, no, I mean, no, I'm with you 1,000%. I don't understand anything what they're trying to do, but I also don't care, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Darn.
So, sticking with X-Men, apparently the Channing Tatum Gambit movie is still happening, coming out in March 13th, 2020. This movie's been in development for like 8 years now. So,
True. I
like,
mean,
literally ever since X-Men Origins Wolverine, they've been trying to get
right.
a Gambit movie off the ground, and Channing Tatum, for some reason, has been attached to it for a while, and finally, maybe coming out in 2020. So there's that.
Yeah. Isn't that supposed to be a romantic comedy too?
Yeah.
Isn't that the case?
Yeah.
Oh, just what we needed, a rom-com X-Men movie. Just what we needed. And
It could be
everyone was
interesting,
asking for
maybe, but like I don't. No, no, no. Okay.
Sir. Sir. We run a respectable podcast here. Dude, what are they
I
doing?
don't know. I don't like. Well, why even schedule something that far in advance when they know that Disney is gonna, probably have the X-Men in the MCU by then? Like, or at least, have the pieces ready for them to be in there. Because Gambit's not gonna be played by Channing Tatum when he gets in the MCU. I almost guarantee that.
Well,
Like that's
maybe
two
they're
years
trying to
off.
pull up.
That's long enough to. They probably don't even have a lot filmed yet. Maybe the script's ready, but like they don't really have much filmed yet. I'm pretty sure. So why not just let Disney handle it?
I mean,
That's what they're there for.
maybe they're kind of maybe they're kind of doing what Sony's doing with like Venom and all Silver Sable and Black Cat and all that. Just try to like use other characters, and I don't know, because I mean,
Maybe. I don't know.
but then,
And
I
also,
don't know. I don't see the point.
why Gambit? Why
Yeah,
him
it's
of all
cool.
people gets his own solo movie before anyone else? Like Wolverine got a couple of his own, but he's the
I
X Men. Cyclops, arguably the second or third most popular X Men,
right.
etc.
I
Just
okay. For me, I feel like Gambit for me, like from my experience, gets kind of the Boba Fett effect. Like
hmm,
people think he's cool, but he hasn't really done much. But he just kind of looks cool,
okay,
so it kind of works for
I
him.
can
He's
see
kind of
that.
like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, this will be yeah, because like I always thought he was cool because I remember he was always cool because he had the bow staff and he had the blow up cards, which I always thought was super cool because I like
Mhm.
card tricks. So when he throws an ace at you and it explodes, you're like, oh crap, like that's awesome.
Mhm.
But I mean, I don't know. I think that's what that is. They're just like, oh, some people just randomly like this character. Let's see if we can milk that.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Not entirely sure how much that will translate into actually a good movie, but we'll see. I
oh
guess.
no, no, I mean, it's gonna be horrible, but
Haven't even gotten the first
it
inkling of a
will.
trailer yet. It's gonna be bad. Yeah, you're not wrong though.
No. I mean,
Something that could maybe not be terrible. We'll have. I'm just really curious how they're gonna do this. Deadpool 2 is getting a PG-13 release on December 21st.
yeah. I don't.
They're not like reshooting anything.
Why?
They're not adding more scenes. They're not changing in any way outside of, I'm assuming taking out all the gore and F words. So
Yeah,
hopefully maybe one, because they you can get maybe one or maybe two F words into a PG-13 movie.
it's a lot of cut downs.
Yeah, that's like half your
That movie
movie.
had, I think no, that movie had a lot of cussing in it. So like,
That's the
to get
entirety of the scene where Deadpool's cut in half. Like you can't show that in a not
yeah, no,
PG-13 movie.
no, and then you get the best movie, and he's like, "Klaus, say F for me one time." He's like, "Ah, I'm Joey going to hell." That was one of
Let
those
that be
funniest
let
moments.
that be the one F word that they keep
That would be the one F word, just because I would be so proud of that. But no, I
oh,
don't.
and also
Especially with how much.
they're gonna cut out the Juggernaut song. Well, when the building's on fire, you can't have that song exist because like it's all F words.
That is true. I didn't think about that. Maybe they'll just have the music playing, I guess, instead of
I
I
guess,
don't
but it
know.
won't be as funny.
No, but I mean, but I think why did they, this is a movie designed to be a terrible, like bad movie,
Mhm.
like
The
not bad in the sense, what I
the main reason they're doing it is because Deadpool 2 couldn't open in China because I think they don't allow rated R movies in China, or like something about this movie specifically didn't open couldn't open in China. So since they
Is that
re-edited
always
it for
been a thing?
PG-13, they can release it in China and you know get some money back
Make
that
more
way.
money.
I guess.
But has that always been a thing? Like, have they never had rated R movies in China? Because I feel
I
like
guess from what I can
that.
tell,
I feel
because
like
that was the main reason a lot of people at least theorized because Deadpool 2 didn't release in China, PG-13. It can now release in China. So
ser- serious. That's kind of. I would not want to live in China.
no,
Well,
I mean for many
I don't
reasons.
know.
That's one of them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, all the good movies are rated R.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Also,
no.
they got all the the movies that aren't rated are late. The Incredibles 2, I think came out in August. Avengers came out in like June or July. It's like you know your movies
Oh,
late.
I
Like
feel like ruined.
hmm?
It probably got ruined too because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, months later, oh yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, but all the great movies are rated R. I'm trying, I'm thinking of like The Godfather's rated
Terminator
R.
2,
What?
Hard R.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
What else is rated R? Oh, what you call it? With Samuel L. Jackson. Pulp
Pulp
Fiction's rated
Fiction.
R.
Every
There's some good. Pretty
uh
much other than The Incredibles and Star Wars, pretty much every Samuel L. Jackson movie is
yeah.
rated R.
Why can I not think of the director of Kill Bill and Pulp Fiction right now? Um,
Oh, Tarantino?
yeah, Tarantino. Pretty much every Tarantino film
Yeah,
is rated hard
yeah, pretty
R.
much.
So
Yeah, I mean, dude, those things are so violent.
they're good though.
So, I know they're great, but it's like, dude, that was so unnecessarily violent. Just cutting people's arms off and left. I'm like, bro, that was so, bro. Dude, I don't know. That would suck though. I mean, rated R movies are where it's at, but
Mhm.
yeah.
The good news is, at least in America, since it's releasing on December 21st, there's no competition. So
USA. US. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, no one can. I mean,
the
I
joke
don't even.
is
I don't
Aquaman is
know.
also releasing that day.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why
December
would I think of
21st is also
like
releasing on the same day.
oh oh
I mean, I would rather
no.
see a PG-13 Deadpool 2 over Aquaman.
That's
So.
what I was saying. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh goodness. Like I feel like everyone's gonna be like, I can honestly see another Deadpool movie. I mean, yeah, it's PG-13, but it won't be so bad. I mean, Aquaman. I don't like parts of like okay from the trailer back in we go over the summer. Like parts of Aquaman looks like okay, I can maybe get behind this, and other parts are like, yeah, that's Aquaman. like,
Yeah. Like, none of it's really surprising. It's just kind of what you expected. Both, like,
mm,
oh, the good part is as good as I expected. The bad part is exactly what I expected. Like, it's just there. I don't know.
it's just more of what you've already seen too, like from Justice League, which wasn't that great of a character. No one like, oh yeah, Aquaman. Like I was kind of like, okay, there's
Oh, it's because Joss
Aquaman. Now
Whedon
I'm like,
ruined his
oh,
character. His actual movie will be better. It's like, maybe, but like, I don't know just how
I would
much
say
the
it's
original director could have, fixed him. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Well, I won't see, but
Yeah. At least not until it comes to,
I will. No,
somewhere
I will hear
comparative.
about it maybe,
We're being real.
unless everyone's like, unless everyone's like, bro, you got to go see Aquaman. I'm like, nah,
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna go see Deadpool 2 again with PG-13, where half the words are just either blanked over or filled in with, you know, I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, gotta
What
make
if
it.
it's the
I mean, but
same
yeah,
movie,
Deadpool.
but everything's just bleeped?
Honestly, okay. I don't know what it is, but sometimes the bleeps are funnier. Cause
Yeah.
like I've seen like when I watch Family Guy or like Rick and Morty with bleeps versus
Hmm.
not bleeps, sometimes the bleeps are way funnier.
Yeah.
Just because your head, because it's that whole concept of like your imagination makes things as funnier
Hmm.
than they would have been if you didn't imagine it. So it's just like because like I think of have you seen the Family Guy episode where they get the new stairs and Peter falls down the stairs
Yeah.
like 4 times? No, that without the bleeps, it's kind of funny. With the
Mhm.
bleeps, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Mhm.
Like I can't deal with
and,
it.
and like in
So
the scene where Juggernaut rips him in half, it's just one big censor bar over the entire script.
yeah. Like, oh, I can't show that to kids. Like, or like, what are they gonna do with the
Well, the guy gets chopped up in
the
the wood chipper.
yeah.
I don't
I mean, there's
know.
a bunch of scenes like wood chippers. I mean, they definitely can't show that one. Or
Yeah,
like this, or like when he spits on Peter and he like disintegrates. I mean, I don't
you
know about
can
that.
maybe show
I don't know.
that.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I'm trying to think what you can't show in like PG-13. It's like obviously, cutting people's heads off and stuff's kind of much, but
It
like that opening
depends.
scene,
Like there have been some things that are like, why is that PG-13? Some things like, why is that rated R? So like, I don't know. We'll see what
but
they end up changing.
well, they can't. Well, you think they'll be able to show this like scene where he just remember in the very beginning he was just like cutting by and like kick the dude's head off and stuff and like
Right.
that's
Um,
gonna. I feel like that's gonna be kind of
just like blurred out or like censor bars everywhere. Like,
yeah. I
I
guess
mean, that
I
could be
don't know.
funny. Like, we don't.
No, it would be. It will be, but it's still. I don't know, it's not the same. I think it's not the same since you already seen it
Mm.
originally.
Yeah. Oh, so well, I don't know. We'll see how they ended up actually doing that, or maybe Ryan Reynolds actually ends up going back in and redubbing some stuff.
It'd be so funny.
That'd be funny.
I'd be down for that. I could see Ryan Reynolds just be like, all right, guys, this time we're gonna do it, but this time clean version, okay? Clean version. Minimum one F word. Minimum two F words. like yeah, like something like Ryan
Mm.
Reynolds is amazing as Deadpool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like he's one of those actors that like he is his character.
Yeah, yeah, it's great because it's him in real life too. It's like yes.
Like him in those that Candy Crush clone commercials on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like it's
What
just
is it
like
called?
you just are Deadpool.
Yeah, it's so funny. So good. But yeah, PG Deadpool too. That'll be. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, let's see what Disney is really up to now. Um, so Kathleen Kennedy, the lady who ruined Star Wars, and everyone after the Last Jedi came out, they were so mad at her specifically for again ruining Star Wars.
Ruining Star Wars.
Like she should be fired for what she did, and well, apparently Disney didn't agree with that, and her her what's the word I'm looking for? Contract has been renewed for 3 more years. So
Well,
yeah, she'll be looking over.
well,
She'll be overseeing Star Wars movies for until 2021 at least.
sometime. Well, they still brought back the name escapes me, but from the first new movie for the episode 9, right? So like she's still off episode 9, right?
Who?
Or is she like back on now? Wait, okay, isn't it AJ? Okay, wasn't it like she was in charge of episode 8, and then everyone's like, no, no, and they put I think J.J. Abrams all the way back on 9, or is it like
She just oversees. She's the head of Lucasfilm, I'm pretty sure. So like she's
Oh, the
essentially
whole
had like
thing.
final say on everything. What you're thinking of for
Oh, okay.
episode 9 was Colin Trevorrow, who did Jurassic World,
Okay. I know
and
I'm messing
Kathleen
up.
Kennedy was like, "Hey, you did Jurassic World. That was super popular, and that was a pretty decent movie. We'll let you write a Star Wars movie." And then Book of Henry came out, which is also by him. That movie was trash. They're like, "Nah, nah."
Nah. The Book of I don't even remember what is Book of Henry.
It's bad. Um
I don't think I've ever heard of that. Oh, wait, what is this?
essentially so if I try to explain it, I don't know if I would do a good job. Um, a review channel called Folded Ideas did a really good in-depth analysis on just how strange this movie is. So
Oh.
I think the title of the video is "The Art of Storytelling and Book of Henry." So if you look up that, you'll get a
Oh man.
you'll get a decent idea of just
Yeah,
how weird this movie is.
this movie didn't make half the money into the book. Wow.
How much did
Wow,
it
that's
make?
bad. Their budget, 10 million. Box office, 4.6 million.
What? Really?
They didn't even get half their money
Like I knew it
back.
was bad, but like I didn't
That's like
I didn't
that
know that
is
no one
bad.
saw it.
I, I mean, literally, I don't think anyone even heard of this. Like, I've never heard of this movie till just now. But man, no wonder.
Mhm.
I mean, this is bad.
Yeah,
Rotten
yeah,
Tomatoes, 22%.
that's actually pretty. I don't know if that'd be lower.
I'm about to say that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, that probably would have been. Well, I mean, eh, sucks to
Yeah,
be you. No
yeah. If
wonder
you
you
want to
got
see
movies
just how
coming
bad
out.
that is, Folded Ideas is the channel to go to for
All the
that
ideas.
analysis.
This
Um,
should be good.
but yeah, yeah. Kathleen Kennedy saw that and was like, "No, we're gonna go back to J.J. Abrams to finish this trilogy. You don't deserve it."
But yeet.
Also,
Yeah,
Jurassic
man,
World,
you
in my
want
opinion, was like okay. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't bad. It was just okay. So I'm not sure if he even really deserved to make a Star Wars movie in the first place.
I mean, why not?
But yeah, so yeah, suck it haters. She's still around. So yeah, and that's all the Disney news we have for this week. Pretty short. They weren't really talking a lot. They weren't really doing a lot of stuff this past week. Which, I mean, you can only do so much. There's gonna be some weeks where Disney just isn't dominating the news. But actually, in other nerd news, Sony has been in the news recently for a number of things as well. Starting with Venom previews. Not looking too hot. One social media influencer compared it to Catwoman and Deadpool.
Ooh.
Sorry, Daredevil. Which, yeah.
Ooh. Wait. Are we talking like playground fighting Daredevil?
Yeah.
Like
And
real?
basketball scene Catwoman.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
That bad?
Apparently it's that bad. According to this person. And like there's been other reviews of it
Oh,
being of
man.
it. Now the people that went in expecting to love it loved it arbitrarily. From what I can tell, the people who went in expecting to hate it hated it arbitrarily, but the people
Probably.
who went in, they went in
Like
beforehand saying,
neutral.
"I'm going with an open mind." They came out
Yeah.
not loving it. So take that for
Oh
what you
boy.
will.
Oh my God. I can't wait till after this weekend when people start talking about it. I
Mhm.
feel like this movie's gonna get Catwoman. Okay, like I was like Daredevil's one level, but like Catwoman, man, that's like
I
whoa,
honestly
man.
don't believe that. I'm
No,
sure this
I've
movie is bad. That's not out of the question at all. This movie is bad. just from what we can tell so far, it is bad. But Catwoman is on a very special level of just awkward and
Awful.
just cringe, just bad.
So much cringe. Oh, like, okay. From what? Wow. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm trying to process. Okay, from what? The only way it could be like on the level of Catwoman in terms of how bad it is if like one, like all the only Venom, actual Venom stuff is the stuff we've seen in the trailer,
Which is very possible.
and everything else is just right, which I do, especially with their budget. I think that is
Yeah.
a large possibility. Maybe a little bit of a climax in the end, and it's a lot of just like boring Tom Hardy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that might be what's happening, and if that's the case, I can see it being bad. But I mean, I still don't think because Catwoman has like what, like a 7 on Rotten Tomatoes, something like that. Like I'm
It
pretty
got a
sure it's a single
Razzie.
digit.
It got a Razzie for just how bad it was. So
I gotta see.
I
9%. Excuse
nine.
me.
Wow, impressive. Have you seen Halle Berry's acceptance speech of her Razzie for that movie?
I have
it is
not.
glorious. Like she leads in so hard. Like she while she was filming, she knew it was awful, but like
Mhm.
while she was accepting it, she was like playing it up like it was like a huge honor to accept this, and like it just
Mhm.
you should give that a watch sometime.
I kind of want. I'm gonna put that down. Oh my goodness. But okay. Like, how does I don't want it. Okay, I'll admit I never thought this movie was gonna be great, but as the trailers started coming and more Venom stuff started happening, I was like a little hope was growing that it might be pretty good.
but then
But
he
the way these previews are sounding,
But then Venom, in the weird Venom voice, said he'll bite the guy's head off and make it roll down the street like a turd in the wind or whatever
okay,
that happened. I have a feeling a lot of the Venom lines
yeah,
are
that was
stuff
kind of
like
weird.
that, which which
Yeah, that
could
was.
result in Catwoman level stuff.
Yeah, I mean, at least it'll look cooler. Because the thing about Catwoman was not only was like it looked dumb, it sounded worse.
Yeah,
It just was horrible. But like maybe like I was thinking, okay, it might sound dumb, but it might look okay. But maybe there's not enough. Because I mean, it's cool that it does kind of look like Venom. It does look kind of intimidating. But then you're like, oh, it's PG-13, so you can't really do anything. So that kind of lessens it, and it's also like it's gonna be. Well, I mean, maybe okay. Silver lining. If
yeah,
the movie does bomb, then we get Venom in the MCU faster.
true, very true. That
So
yeah,
this this Venom trilogy that was supposed to be Dark Knight esque, apparently.
apparently.
We'll see how that goes.
Which, like I said,
Oh my.
the guy that said that gave it a 10 out of 10. So I don't believe that.
No, that I I no. I hate bias. Like I know bias can't totally be eliminated, but like for a movie, like if you give something a 10 out of 10, that needs to be the best movie you've ever
Yeah,
seen.
like I wouldn't even give
Like,
Infinity
come
War a
on.
10 out of 10. I wouldn't even give Civil War or Thor
No,
Ragnarok a 10 out of 10. These are some of my favorite movies of all time.
no. No, 10. There is no 10 out of 10 is like this is a
Like Lion
movie
King
that
level.
I can't.
Like that is a 10 out of 10.
Not even not even Lion King for me is a 10. Like I don't even know if I can think of a movie that's 10 out of 10. But
Empire?
like
Can't
you
really think
gotta
of any
be
real
like
problem with Empire Strikes Back.
I mean no problems with it, but it's like for it to be a 10 out of 10 it just has to be perfect. Like it's just I don't know. I'm one of those people. It's like it's really hard to be perfect.
Hmm.
But like yeah, like you'll definitely get like a 9.5, 9.75. But like 10, you're like whoa, this movie needs to change my life.
Uh huh.
Like and like, oh yeah, just you just passing those out like it's candy. Like, whoa, man, come on, this
Mhm.
movie is not a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and this one
Like,
particular person also gave BVS a 10 out of 10, and they didn't give Suicide Squad a 10 out of 10, but it was pretty high up there. Like that's the correct response. Yeah,
sir, no,
like
no, no, no.
literally the last line of his review was, "I know the movie has some problems and some pacing issues, and the climax was clunky, but just for what it did for comic book movies as a whole, and some of my favorite movie characters of all some of my favorite characters of all time, gets a 10 out of 10." Like you wrote this long
That
review just
doesn't
for your
make
last line to say it has all these problems, but because I liked it, it's 10 out of 10. That's not how you do reviews.
like that's all. Like, I admit people are entitled to their opinion, and if you think it's a 10 out of 10, that's fine. But if you want it to be taken seriously, you have to be realistic. Like, you can't be like, oh, this is bad, this sucks, this is bad, I hated this, but it's amazing. Like, if a movie's a 10 out of 10, the problems either have to be so minute it doesn't matter, or they just don't exist.
Yeah, like there are definitely some movies that I can think of, like for me personally, Lion King or Empire, which I could very, or especially like
Mhm.
Incredibles. I don't see any like technical problems with these movies, but just from the trailers we've seen so far, Tom Hardy's voice alone, just that weird, dorky. I can't even really explain like how he's like baby-ish voice he's doing,
His
Eddie
that
Brock.
walk,
Just
his weird walk.
that alone knocks it like down at least 2 points for me. Like I just can't do it.
Yeah, I don't. I severely doubt this movie's gonna be like a 5 out of 10, let alone a 10 out of 10. So,
Mm-hmm.
but hey, maybe we'll. I don't know. Maybe something cool will happen if you know once it gets on Netflix or something. I'll check it out. But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna watch this in theaters
No. No.
unless
Like,
everyone else.
like there aren't even any other big movies coming out in October yet. I still don't
Don't,
want to
don't
see
even care.
them.
Nope.
Like,
It's like
what other movies are coming out this month? I not
this
really.
month.
Yeah, I can't really think of any.
I don't. I don't think there's much coming out this month. There's
Uh,
probably like some scary movies because October, but
yeah,
I
probably
mean,
the Halloween reboot coming out this month. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
that's what.
Um,
Let's see. Is that First Man? First Man's that
okay.
movie. That man, I forgot. That Ryan Gosling movie.
Hmm.
Um. Oh yeah, the Bad Time. It's Bad Times at the End or something. It's got like
Ooh,
a.
Bad
It's
Times
got
at the
some.
El Royale. Yeah, that movie actually
Yeah,
looks pretty
that looks.
good.
Yeah,
Has
it's
Jeff
got
Bridges,
Chris Hem.
the girl
Yeah, Chris
from
Hemsworth's in it.
Kristen, for the girl
Yeah.
from
Yeah. What's it
uh
called? Oh god.
crap, what's it called? 50 Shades. She's actually a pretty decent
Yeah.
actress. Like that movie looks pretty good. So yeah, if anything, I'd rather see that
Uh,
movie. So
yeah. Other than that, not too much. Yeah, the Halloween reboot, like you said. Other than that's pretty much it as far as like big time October movies.
yeah,
So let's see if there's. Let me look at like the rest of the year, November,
let's
December this
see.
year,
Wreck
see
It
if there's anything else.
Ralph. Obviously,
Yeah,
Aquaman into the
Wreck-It
Spider
Ralph
Verse,
supposed to be coming
Bumblebee,
out.
Deadpool 2, PG-13.
Oh,
Creed 2, yeah, that's coming out.
Creed 2 with Michael B. Jordan and that Robin Hood movie with Jamie Foxx and I forgot who the other guy
I
was, the main
didn't
character. But that
I
looked
didn't know this was happening.
it. I saw a trailer for it when I went to see. I forgot what last movie I saw in theaters, but I saw a trailer for it. It actually looked pretty interesting.
Hmm. Robin
And
Hood?
then of course into the yeah Robin Hood. It's supposed to come out later, like right around Thanksgiving, I believe. It's coming
Okay.
out. Let me see what it's yeah, the 21st of November. And
Hmm.
then December we've got obviously Into the Spider-Verse and then
Bumblebee, Aquaman, Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Probably some scary Christmas
Oh,
movie because that seems to be a trend.
did you say scary Christmas movie?
Yeah,
Or
like
was it?
Krampus. There's
Oh, that's right.
one or two other weird,
Uh,
like scary Christmas movies. Like not sure
gosh.
why.
Oh, apparently it's a Mary Poppins reboot
Right, Mary Poppins
again.
Returns. Yeah,
Again?
with
What?
Emily
Okay, all right,
Blunt.
sure.
I don't know.
And then looking at next year, we've got Lego Movie 2 in February,
Mm-hmm.
and then Captain Marvel
Oh, that's
March.
it. Dark Phoenix wanting to get away from Lego Movie.
Yeah, that's probably a smart call because I'd rather see Lego Movie twice than
Yep.
see Dark
Yep.
Phoenix.
Yep.
Um, Shazam, the only DC movies I'm actually kind of interested in to see in theaters, other than Wonder Woman 84.
Mm-hmm.
Toy Story 4, obviously Star
Frozen
Wars,
2,
Frozen, obviously
Avengers,
Avengers.
Captain Marvel,
Um, yeah,
Spider-Man.
oh yeah,
Holy
definitely.
crap.
Wait, when did Spider-Man drop?
Next July,
That
I'm pretty
that
sure.
June or July?
Pretty sure it's like basically 2 years removed from the first one.
Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna. I actually want to see that. I'm liking Spider-Man a lot more. I don't know if it's just because I've been watching that game online,
Hmm.
but like, oh my man, I'm ready for some Spider-Man. Oh,
Which
I
just
need to buy
makes it
that
even
game.
more annoying that Venom is in its own weird Spider-Man less universe. When like there's no real stakes to Venom existing when Spider-Man doesn't exist.
I mean, I know, but like that. See, that's the thing. That kind of ruins it already. Like this movie can't be a 10 out of 10 because
Hmm.
like no, it's like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I know they're gonna be like, oh, it's explained differently, some comic adaptation, but I mean, it's different for an adaptation if you substitute it with something that makes just as much sense. But they're basically taking the same idea but taking the main construct out of it.
Hmm.
So it's like kind of
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't work. I
Yeah.
don't know, but
I don't know. So
same problem for mine.
here's the real question. Let's just say Aquaman and Venom came out on the same day and you had to see one of them. Based on what you know
No,
so far,
cyanide.
which would you see?
No, cyanide can't wait. No, no, I would kill myself. I would be able to do the Avengers 4. But um Venom or Aquaman, I have to see one of them.
It's hard.
I wanna
It's hard,
it
right?
actually is harder than I thought. Because like on the one hand, it's like, well, the only movie that's Aquaman is the only one that's gonna actually be connected to anything else. But it's also like, do I really care what it's really connected to?
No, especially when Wonder
And
Woman
then
2 is
Venom's
getting
kind of
rebooted.
like exactly, and like it's a prequel anyway, so like does it really like the
Yeah.
only thing I could possibly set up is with Shazam, maybe a little bit, but I mean, is it really worth it?
And Venom's
And
going to be
then
connected to
what?
other Spider-Man less movies if those even actually happen.
Which I'm
So,
not excited for anyway.
yeah, so it doesn't
So,
matter.
but then again, I think I like the concept of
I
Venom
think I would
better than
rather see Venom
Aquaman.
personally. Just the action scenes I've seen so far look better, and that's, when you look into a superhero movie, that's the main thing you're looking for. So,
I know. I feel like that's it though. Like in the like what 2 trailers we've got, I feel like that's gonna be it.
yeah.
And the rest is just gonna be Tom Hardy walking around. And like Tom Hardy's a fine actor, but like I don't want to watch you walk around for two
No,
hours.
no. Oh well. So, it's kind of annoying. Like, I'm sure this movie doesn't want to be spoken in the same breath as Aquaman, but like, sorry, you're that level for us. Oops.
Not to say better Aquaman than Catwoman
True. Very, very
for
true.
now at least.
Yeah. So I feel that Sony might have kind of anticipated the lukewarm response to Venom. So they released a new Into the Spider-Verse trailer today, which I I'm excited for that movie. Very, very much so.
Yeah, I saw that trailer and I like what they're doing to it. I like how like they're introducing their bunch of characters. I like how they're all interacting together too.
Hmm.
I like how it's not just one at a time. It's kind of like they're all just like, hey, we're all Spider People. You got
Yeah.
everyone, Spider-Man, North, freaking Spider Pig. You got
I
freaking
love
like
Spider Ham. Spider Ham, like, and
you
he's
got
voiced by John Mulaney, which is
Spider-Man.
like my favorite comedian. So like, oh,
No, that was so like I was like, oh
I was like,
my,
I
I was like,
recognize
I
that
know that
voice. Like,
voice.
who is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, who is that? And then I was like, oh my, that's the guy from. I don't know if you've heard the John Mulaney with is it the what's that song called? I forget what it's called. Hold
Oh, I
it's,
think I know what you're talking about, but I can't.
the what's new Pussycat song.
Yes,
No.
yeah. The
What's the
Salt and
song?
Pepper Diner, literally the best stand-up comedy bit of all time.
That's like the bet. Like we were, me and my friends were taking a road trip, and we were played that, and I've never laughed harder in my life. He
Oh.
was like, "It's dead quiet,"
Mhm.
and I, what's new pussy? He said, "Wait," and I think he was like, "Wait, let's put one." Tom, I was like, let's put one Tom Jones. It's not unusual, and then he hit 11 more.
When that song came on, everyone cheered. But when the
Oh my
song
gosh,
ended, it was quiet.
it's it's dead
And when
quiet.
it came back on, holy.
Oh my god, I about lost. Like I couldn't do it. Like the way they built it up was
Oh,
John Wayne did an
yes.
amazing job
Oh,
doing that. That was an
I'm probably gonna
amazing
watch that
bit.
bit again after we're done here.
I'm probably gonna watch that again. Oh my god.
Ah, just I mean, Spider Ham being in this movie alone is ridiculous and awesome enough.
Oh
But
yeah.
like,
Worst the president. I want
just
Spider Ham to have his own spin-off movie.
yes,
I don't
yeah.
even care.
Yeah, like it would be cool if Sony started their own animated cinematic universe, kind of springing off from Into the Spider Verse.
Mm-hmm.
It could easily work.
I think sure. Especially like if Miles Morales was there, like a
Mhm.
a couple movies because like everyone loves that character and he hasn't even done anything yet.
Yeah.
So like,
So
yeah.
yeah, like they're
But
as
yeah,
far
I
as the
wouldn't
trailer
go.
itself goes, there's not much specifically to talk about, but like just we get another trailer. It still looks good. It introduced some more characters. Nick Cage is playing Spider-Man Noir, so that's always fun to have a Nick Cage character.
Mm,
And
sure.
Spider Gwen looks great, and just yeah.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
So I don't know if you've heard about a little game called Fortnite, but
Well, I think I've heard of that.
yeah,
I think I might have once or
it's kind
twice.
of niche. Not many people are playing it. But for some for some reason, this little game got a lot of people mad at Sony for limiting crossplay to only PC and mobile with PlayStation, whereas you
Mhm.
have Xbox and Nintendo actually being buddy buddy and letting crossplay between both of them,
Right.
but not Sony. Going as far as if you even try to link your Fortnite account, um, the one you have saved on your on PlayStation, if you try to link it to either Xbox One or Nintendo Switch, it locks up, and even if you try to go log back in on your PS4, you lose all your save data or something dumb like that. Like
What?
the like all the gear and stuff you purchased in or you obtain in
Yeah, you
game,
lose everything.
yeah, you lose it. Like it's just they're so petty. They won't even let you do that.
The heck? Yo, why is Sony so butthurt about
Well,
this?
they I think this little game got popular enough that Sony finally buckled, and it's in beta now for people to play crossplay on all consoles with Fortnite.
Oh,
So that's very very cool.
I don't like it. I never understood. Like, I get it. They want to be like, oh, they're so proud of their PlayStation exclusives. But I mean, dude, it's Fortnite. This is the biggest game of the year, obviously. Like,
It's,
get your.
it's because they're in first. They got cocky. and they thought that just because they're over double what the Xbox One has, the Nintendo Switch is still gaining popularity because it's a brand new console. They felt no one's really gonna care that we're limiting crossplay. Everyone's just gonna play on PlayStation anyway. People
And
don't.
then
Yeah.
literally everyone can.
And then Sony and then Microsoft and Nintendo released a Minecraft trailer where they just threw major shade at Nintendo. Threw major shade at Sony, like play together, just with that slogan. Hopefully, this does spring on to
So
them having crossplay with Rocket League, Minecraft, etc. But right now, Fortnite is what we got, so that's which is very good.
that's the big one too. So I mean, just getting that one out of the way. Do you know how soon that might be until it's actually like a done deal, or?
I think the beta is already out, or it's like about to come out. Um, and I would assume it'll just kind of more or less stay in beta forever. You'll just kind of be able to play with people forever. They'll never like officially make it leave beta. Kind of like Fortnite is really like Fortnite just as a game is technically still in beta, but like it's you can still buy it or at least you can still play the battle royale mode to its full extent, but like it's still technically in beta, it's still a full game. So I don't know, we'll see. Um, and I think as soon as it comes out, you'll be able to play with everyone right away. I don't think they would start. They would start with Xbox and then go to Switch or vice versa. But I don't know, I haven't looked after I heard those news. Uh, I haven't looked
Mhm.
super deep into like exactly how.
Yeah. We'll probably get more details as it goes along, but for now, at least they're finally giving up on being stubborn little. We can do whatever we want. We're Sony. I'm like, bro, like just give the people what they want. They'll make memes about you forever until you
Well,
stop.
instead of putting so much effort into making and how about instead of putting so much effort into being petty, you put that effort into making good movies, please.
No, that would take effort and trying. They don't, they're not about. At least they're making a good Spider-Man game. I mean,
Yeah,
well, kind of, but
I mean they licensed it out to
I mean,
Insomniac to make
they
it,
did.
but
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, they made it, but you know what I mean.
which I
Their
didn't
names on
realize
the cover.
until like very very recently. Maybe I realized it before, but then I like realized it very recently that the reason Spider-Man is Sony exclusive is because Sony owns Spider-Man. I didn't like put that together last podcast when we were talking about it. That just completely slipped my like I know that you know Sony owns Venom and whatnot, but like it just
Yeah,
I don't know, it just didn't translate over to video games. Oh,
it's just
they own
man,
Spider-Man,
what?
therefore they can have a Sony or
Yeah,
Spider-Man
I mean,
exclusive.
yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, especially with like, oh, he Spider-Man's in the MCU, but the rights are still over here. But like, it's
Mm.
still there's so much fine print probably going on with that. So I mean, it doesn't make it makes total sense that you're like it's a little confusing. But I mean, I don't know, because like video game rights and like movie rights and like publishing rights, if those would still really matter. But I mean,
Yeah, it's like even with Marvel alone, like Fox still has rights to X-Men in TV shows, and Sony has rights to Spider-Man characters outside of Spider-Man, and Universal has rights to all of these characters on theme parks, but not certain characters because Guardians of the Galaxy and a couple others are in Disney. But like if Disney tried to make any X-Men or or a Core Avenger rides, they might get sued by
mhm,
Universal. And it's weird.
so much going on.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
So, last bit of news. Every year, oh weird. Every year, Sony has this big PlayStation conference in December called the PlayStation Experience, where it's essentially a second E3 for them, where they, show off all new games, new stuff and stuff.
Mhm.
They're not having one this year, which could mean nothing. Maybe, their E3 was so good they just want to ride all that hype out and just, keep on. Yes? You're in the back, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
please continue. I just like being that person. Please. I'm
they're
sorry.
just riding that out until next E3. The main problem with that is they only really had 5 games at E3, and they
Uh,
were games we already knew about. So I'm not really sure that's it. Maybe like with no Fortnite crossplay, maybe they're just so cocky they think, oh, we're still destroying everything. We don't need to release all these games right now. Or maybe they just don't have anything to announce. Or maybe it's nothing. Maybe they just don't feel like doing it. Or this might be a stretch. Maybe next February, just like in 2013's February, they'll be announcing a new console and they don't want to announce anything new for PlayStation right now. Is that possible? Is it too early for
I don't.
PS5 to be talked about?
I think so, but I know it's coming. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
I say 2 years
Late 2020,
within the
probably.
next 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I believe. I think 2020. I think a lot of people look at 2020 just because it's the fancy looking year with 2020.
Yeah.
So like they're gonna be like, all right, new beginnings, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's new, everything's different, everything in the future, Chrome in the future. Like they're gonna try to make everything different. So I think 2020 is the year a bunch of like new stuff's gonna start dropping, just technology in general. Like I
Yeah.
feel like they're gonna have like try a new iPhone, a new this, a new that, like there's going to be everything's going to get an upgrade in 2020. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's going to include consoles, especially PlayStation, because like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I agree. I also think 2019 is too early for a new PlayStation, especially
mm,
since this past Black Friday, PlayStation 4 had its best Black Friday period, or at least since launch, and they're still selling pretty darn good. They got loads of exclusives coming pretty early next year, like Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us
right.
2, etc. Um,
Yeah, like why would you do that? Make a new console right after all those drops? That wouldn't
yeah,
make any sense.
they still have plenty of old IPs they could still use. Plenty of new development studios or whatnot. Like, there's still plenty of time to make new great games for PlayStation 4. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they start kind of slowing down, um, as far as first party IPs go. Like maybe this past E3, like we got new information on a bunch of games, but like they were all games we kind of knew about already. I wouldn't be surprised if next E3 we got like a few new games, but not like a whole lot. And then 2020 they release a new console. So I could easily see something like that happening.
Yeah, more than likely, just like hold like PS4 got like 1, 2 more years of like golden years, and then PS5 is gonna
Mm-hmm.
drop, and it's gonna be
Although also since PlayStation 4 is super popular, it's probably going to have over 100 mil by 2020, if not by mid 2019 even. I wouldn't be surprised if after the PlayStation 5 does come out, they'll still support the PS4, like with uh, maybe new releases the first year or two be both PS4 Pro and PS5. Also, of course, you'll get the Madden's, Call of Duty, etc. on both.
right.
So the PlayStation 4 will still have life beyond 2020, but like as far as Sony first party goes, I hope they'll probably transition over once the PlayStation 5
Yeah,
comes out.
and like, and then like it's gonna be the whole, GameStop will stop selling, PS3 games, and obviously PS5 and PS4 will be kind of the
Mm-hmm.
subpart that PS3 is now, and then like obviously at some point they'll stop making like, it's the cycle continues
Yeah,
basically.
I just don't want a situation where next E3 they announce all these great games, these spectacular looking games that clearly aren't running on
Hmm.
PlayStation 4, saying that they're gonna be on PlayStation, just vaguely say PlayStation. People assume PlayStation 4,
And
and then
then
they actually come out PlayStation 5. I just don't want that to happen because
so yeah,
a that's
that's just
that's more or less lying to consumers. I know you're not actually saying they're coming out for PlayStation 4.
but it's highly
It's
implied.
implied, yeah. Two, that kind of takes away. the oomph of the announcement of it actually, of your PlayStation 5 announcement. You've already shown all these games. What are people going to be excited for once PlayStation 5 actually launches? So
That's
yeah,
such a Sony move, though. They would totally do something like that, though.
you're right. And Xbox is also kind of doing that. Like
Yeah.
apparently, Halo Infinite is an Xbox One title. I don't believe it, especially since the trailer we got didn't really show much, and that looked way too good to be in a base Xbox One. So I don't know. It's just kind of it's getting to the point where these consoles they're still pretty successful, especially PS4 and Xbox One. It's selling, but not not even to the 360 levels, not even close. Actually, about half that. It's getting to the point where new consoles are going to be coming over the next a year or two. So I wouldn't be surprised if Halo Infinite and other games showing off last E3 are going to be on the next
On the
Xbox.
newer consoles, yeah.
Yeah. Which
Do we
why
know what
haven't
the
they
next
called it
Xbox is going to
Nextbox
be?
yet? Like Nextbox is right there. Just take it. Better than Xbox One X. Come on.
Oh my god. I mean, what about Y box?
Why?
No, that's stupid. Never mind. Why not?
Because that's stupid.
No,
That's the knockoff. That is the
I
Chinese knockoff
I know.
console for Xbox.
That is the Chinese. No,
Probably
I'm still
exists
waiting
somewhere.
for what was it? What was it for on Dragon Josh? The Game Spear? That's what I'm waiting
Yeah.
Spherical. Spherical. Still waiting on that one.
We got the GameCube. Just
We did get the GameCube. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a knockoff of the GameCube. It was. I always thought those were funny.
Oh yeah.
I love like non-name when like it shows can't name stuff by name, so they just make up. That's always been great.
Like you always
And, like,
saw
the-
people
they-
playing Wii Sports and whatnot, but they can never call it Wii Sports or even like call it the Wii. They have to like cover up the Wiimotes, but with something.
Yeah, I'm like on Nickelodeon, they would have instead of Apple, probably had like pear products.
Yeah. Like that took so much effort just to
That's what I'm saying.
to
I'm
make
like,
those
I mean,
pair phones and whatnot.
I was like, wow. Like it was funny because they looked like that easily could have been an iPhone. Like you could walk around with that, and nobody would question it. But
Yeah. Yeah. Which is weird because that could easily just be free advertising, although I'm sure they have to like pay some kind of royalty free just to use it, which honestly might cost more than the production of the show itself. So
it's like, yeah, I mean, it's like that you cannot use, these various fruits for electronic devices. No citrus fruit only. Nothing off the vine. It has to be from a tree. Like, like some weird specifics in the fine print would be great to read.
Okay, so moving on to Nerd Clash. And in the spirit of Into the Spider-Verse, with Spider-Ham's inclusion, I decided to pit Spider-Ham, arguably the most ridiculous inclusion into the Marvel universe, against arguably the weirdest inclusion into the DC universe, Batcow.
Oh no. Why does that how exist?
Isn't he just a cow with a bat mask? He's not like anything
yeah.
special, just a bat. Just
Like,
a cow.
apparently, yeah, because like doesn't Damien have like obsession with animals or something like that? He just like just casually finds a cow. Like I mean like with that hound, I was like, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
Dog, man, best friend. It's got it's a counterpart to Crypto.
Mm.
But then that cow. I mean, no. No cow is gonna. I don't get it. I don't get it. Does that cow even? Is it just a cow? Does it know anything?
I
Like
think it's just
I don't
a
know anything
cow.
about that
I don't think
cow.
it talks or anything. It's just a cow. I'm pretty sure. You can Google it.
That cow is a fictional cow appearing in American comic books published by DC. That cow. Oh yeah, I don't think.
Go to Wikipedia and look up powers and abilities if it has any.
Oh my goodness. I doubt it's probably just a cow, but yeah, I want to see just in case. Uh, I don't think. Well, it says secret identity not available. It's a cow. There is I don't think it
It's
has
just
any
a cow.
powers. All it says is that his origin. Apparently he is just it's just a cow. There's
Okay.
no
By the way,
Legion of Super Pets.
right, I forgot Legion of Super Pets was a thing. Yeah. Because
Like I get it. But
why not? I guess.
no. I can give you a couple reasons why not. Like there's no like I get it. Sure, animals are great, I'm sure. But I mean, come on, guys. We're better. We're
Yeah,
better than this.
apparently. By the way, apparently, Spider Ham's like person name is Peter Porker.
No,
Yeah,
that can't.
it's real.
It's so dumb. I know it's real. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, just for that, I mean, aside from also having powers for how does that even work? Did he get bit by a radioactive spider also?
I don't know. I have no idea. From what I
I
can
get.
tell, it's just this universe is just with it's just like our universe, but with pig people.
So we just picture the dominant race,
I
and they just
guess like walking, talking pig
sure,
people.
sure,
Like
totally. That
I guess we can assume Spider Ham has generally the same power set as Spider Man. Like I guess.
well,
So I guess the question is,
I
can Spider Man pick up a cow? And if so, can Spider Ham pick up that cow?
well, okay. Spider-Man can pick up a cow. I feel like Spider-Man has intense strength,
Hmm.
and so I'm pretty sure. Because I mean, Spider-Man's lifted some incredible stuff in the day,
Yeah.
so he can lift a cow. Spider-Ham is not proportionally the same size and doesn't. I know, like you know how Ant-Man's powers are by his proportion and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Does that also work for? I think that also applies to Spider-Man in some cases.
Probably.
Not totally
Probably.
sure.
Yeah,
So
because one of Spider Man's thing is
cow.
that he has all the powers proportionate to a spider. Like his strength, like
Like Spider
for
can
how
lift
tall Peter Parker is, he has the strength of a spider that big. So Spider Ham is about, maybe a third the height of Spider Man. So
That's crazy. So yeah, I mean, Spider-Ham could still probably lift a cat. I mean, at least kick one in the face, if not
mhm. Cows
chuck
are
it.
pretty resilient though.
Yeah, but I
And
mean,
if a cow actually kicks you, it could do some damage.
yeah, especially yeah. Oh yeah, no, I mean like a regular person, a cow could definitely mess up a person. But I think with Spider-Ham's agility, he'd be fine.
Mhm.
Like
I
you
mean,
don't need spider sense to get out of the way of a raging cow.
obviously, I wasn't, this wasn't a serious matchup. Like one has powers, one's a cow, but
Oh
like
no,
it's still funny just to talk
I'm,
about these
I'm just,
things.
I mean, I'm just trying to I'm just trying to give him a fair fight. I'm just weighing all the options. But yeah,
Now, if it was a
I
spider,
think
if it was a bat bull, that might be a different story. But it's just a cow, so oh well.
just a cow. It doesn't do much. It waits to become food. Now I want a burger.
Okay, so yeah, good job, Spider Ham. You did it. You beat up a cow.
You proud of yourself?
So, is there anything else from this week's podcast, or anything else you want to add or talk about?
Not real. Not really. We covered pretty much everything that I think of. Because I was gonna bring up the. I didn't know if you were gonna bring up the Spider Verse trailer at the end, but yeah, that was the only thing I was gonna bring up. But yeah, excited for that movie. Not so excited for Titans. That new trailer was better, but still, eh. But
It's the trailer they should have shown off back at San Diego Comic Con, but they just didn't.
yeah, but I mean, I don't think I feel like I still would have felt the same way
Yeah,
regardless.
I agree
And
with that.
honestly, I think it's better that they went from. I feel like it's better that it looks like the trailer's improving than like if they had to flip like this one, then we got the original second, then I would have felt way worse about it. So at least they're moving in the right direction at
Good
this
point.
point.
Good point. Yeah, yeah. I guess it is. I guess it is better to at least fake improvement than actually show how bad you are in the first place. Kind of like with BVS. I kind of get a BVS
Yeah.
vibe with that scenario where like the first couple of trailers actually looked pretty decent. They actually looked exciting, and then that third
Mm.
trailer with Doomsday showed up. And it's like, okay, you played your cards. We
Ooh.
know what you are now. And then the next trailer had the best scene from the movie in it with that Batman fight. So like, why even go to the movie now?
Right. I mean, they did show everything, and like and the thing is, you knew what was gonna happen, but like the way they set it up and like how bad the story was, you were
It was
like,
even worse
wait,
than it
that's
could
not
have
gonna lead to
been.
yeah, you're like, wait, that's not gonna lead to this, is it? And then you're like, oh, now I hate this scene because it makes no sense contextually.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
like I
And
said, it's
maybe
just like
Venom will be the same way. Maybe because we haven't actually seen everything, or hopefully we haven't actually seen everything. Therefore, the stuff we haven't seen is actually good. Possible.
maybe.
Possible.
I mean, maybe. Okay, I guess, but I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. There's not enough. The way it's set up and the way that the budget probably is, and how much they can tell, they can obviously put into Venom and like nothing else for
Mm-hmm.
obvious reasons. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, this movie's not going to be an interesting. And plus, like again, I don't mean to hate on like PG-13 movies. Like a PG-13 movie can be a great movie, but like one of the things, especially how the way they're portraying Venom from what we've seen, he seems like a very violent in person. But
Yeah.
when we can't see said violence, it's a little disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like in some of the trailers, he says he wants to bite people's head off. Kind of want to see him do that, but we can't because it's PG-13, or at least not to the
Maybe,
extent we would want him to do it. At least.
right? Maybe we'll see. Probably like a shadow in like his head gets or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Or I don't know. Oh well, it's coming out this Friday, so by the time we get to the next podcast, we'll know our reviews and whatnot, and we'll more importantly have the weekend box office, so we'll know just
yeah,
how
but
good this movie is. So
yeah, and like nothing else is coming out, so like everyone's gonna be talking about this.
yeah, so yeah, be looking forward to that next week, I guess. And with that, we will see you all next time.